Hello there.
All right, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Fouch Facts. I have no idea if the audio sounds good or not because the headphones are hooked up to the microphone, not my computer. So, what I am literally doing is watching it on my phone to see how good it sounds. So, give me 1 second to see what the audio sounds like. Awesome. I think it sounds pretty good, actually. So, cool. Alrighty then. So, we all know why we're here. It's finally time. Obi-Wan Kenobi is here. If you can't tell by the excitement that's exuding from my face right now, I have not been this hyped for a Star Wars project since Revenge of the Sith, easily. May 19th, 2005. I mean, the hype for episode 7 when before it came out was pretty high, but like Revenge of the Sith is my all-time favorite Star Wars movie. Anakin's my favorite character. I love Hayden Christensen. Love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. So the fact that we're getting this show, I still can't believe. I've not seen it yet. I've been able to stay away from spoilers. I literally shut off all the notifications from all my social media on my phone this morning because I didn't want to accidentally see anything. So I cannot wait to watch this. But before we get into it, I want to do a very quick like fireside chats, rapid fire edition of Seven with Devon, where I go over the top 7 things that I think we need to see and probably will see from Kenobi. So, I mean, this is just off the cuff, really quick, starting with number 1. The top thing that I am most excited about seeing in this show is the rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. Kathy Kennedy promised the ultimate grudge match between these two legendary characters when she announced the show, and I can't wait to see it. The fight at the end of episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, between Obi and Anakin is my all-time favorite lightsaber duel. I genuinely think it's the best duel in all of Star Wars. So the fact that we're going to be getting a round 2 that is set not too far after the events of Revenge of the Sith, more or less Jedi cow milking. I hope not, Chris. You shut your mouth. I can't. I still cannot believe that we're actually getting this show, that it's set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, the Vader versus Obi-Wan rematch, that has to be the most hyped reason, aside from Ewan and Hayden reprising their roles for this show. I know it's caused a bit of controversy within the Star Wars fans because people are wondering, how does that fit into canon? How does that not break continuity? Because we're to assume that at the point in the time of episode 4, when we get to episode 4, that Obi-Wan and Vader haven't seen each other since their duel on Mustafar. But there's one key line of dialogue that we have to remember from episode 4 before they fight at the end of A New Hope, when Vader says, "When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master." That key phrase there, "when I left you," if I had to slightly troll, hope you enjoy it, sir. I hope I enjoy it too, Chris. Shout out to Chris, one of my best friends. Here we go. Let's go. But yes, that key line from Vader in A New Hope where he says, "when I left you," that phrase, "when I left you," implies that these two met after Revenge of the Sith. Because if you remember the ending of Revenge of the Sith, Vader didn't walk away from that fight. He literally got carried away in a medical capsule because Obi-Wan mutilated him and then watched him be burnt alive. So Vader saying, "when I left you," implies that not only have they met after Revenge of the Sith, but that Vader won that confrontation, or at least walked away from it thinking that Obi-Wan was either dead or defeated for good and wouldn't be a problem anymore. So I think that offers some insight to what could possibly happen in this rematch. I think, this is my prediction, I think Vader is going to absolutely obliterate Obi-Wan in this battle whenever they face each other. Because think about all the rage, hatred, and anger that Vader has pent up inside him that's been building for these past 10 years after everything that he suffered through in Revenge of the Sith and during the Clone Wars and Attack of the Clones and everything. His whole entire life, all that rage and anger and hatred is built up and it's been pent up inside him. And he's going to unleash that on Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan is not going to be ready for it, okay? Vader's a lot more collected now. He's had some time to kind of settle into the Sith life, to the dark side life. He can focus his emotions more. He is in his prime right now, and I think he's just going to absolutely whoop on Obi-Wan, and I am here for it. I love Obi-Wan, but Vader's my guy. Anakin's my guy. So that's what I think is going to happen with the fight. That's what I hope happens, because it will still fit continuity. It will still fit canon, and it won't mess anything up. Second thing, Obi-Wan's PTSD. I really hope that we see Obi-Wan's PTSD. There is a Legends book because it was published before Disney purchased Lucasfilm, so it's not part of official canon anymore, called Kenobi, and it details literally the events that happened right after Revenge of the Sith, like months after Revenge of the Sith. And that book goes into Obi-Wan's struggles. That goes into, his trauma that he suffered because of the events of Revenge of the Sith. He has nightmares of Anakin burning on Mustafar. He has nightmares of everything that happened during the Clone Wars. Because, think about the real effects that war has on people in the real world. PTSD, all that stuff. I want to see that from Obi-Wan's perspective. Think Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi, but not as whiny, more dark, defeated, depressed, broken, mentally and spiritually. That's where Obi-Wan needs to start this show, and I hope they dive into it early, because that will add so much depth to his character, and I think Ewan could really do some magical things with that kind of mindset of the character, with Deborah Chow directing him and everything. So I hope they go into that. It would be really awesome to see, just give some more emotional depth to Obi-Wan and let us connect with him more, as an audience. So I hope we see that. Number 3, I hope we see Vader's PTSD. Even though this show is about Obi-Wan, it's also about Vader too. He's going to be in the show. I hope they dive into what's going through his mind, because Anakin arguably suffered, well, not arguably, he did suffer more than Obi-Wan, physically, mentally, emotionally. He grew up a slave on Tatooine for almost 10 years, right? So he had to watch his mother get beat by Watto, and he got beat by Watto and everything, living a slave life, which is horrible. Then he got taken away from his mom by Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. He got his freedom and everything, so it wasn't like Qui-Gon abducted him or anything, but he left his mom to become a Jedi. Qui-Gon dies. That was the Jedi Master who was supposed to train Anakin, or at least should have trained Anakin, but he died. So Anakin already lost kind of, that father figure he never had right off the bat. He gets shoehorned off to Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan should not have trained Anakin, because Obi-Wan literally got promoted to Jedi Knight right at the end of Phantom Menace, and Yoda said, "You can train Anakin. We will allow you to do it," because it was Qui-Gon's dying wish. That's the only reason. Other than that, Obi-Wan has no qualifications to train a Padawan at this point, because he literally was just a Padawan a couple of hours ago. So there was a rocky relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan before Attack of the Clones. When Anakin was growing up, Anakin kind of went through some stuff at the Jedi Temple. He was treated differently because he's the chosen one, and got special treatment and was bullied for it and everything. So he didn't really fit in, didn't feel like he belonged or anything. So he has all that. Then we catch up to him in Attack of the Clones. He reunites with Padme, but he struggles with his feelings for her because he knows it's not the Jedi way. It's not part of the Jedi code. And then while he's struggling with his emotions for Padme, he starts having nightmares about his mother dying. So he leaves Naboo, and he's on assignment to protect Padme. He leaves Naboo to go to Tatooine to try and rescue his mother, but his mom dies in his arms. I can't imagine what that would feel like in real life, to lose a parent literally in front of you. That would be probably one of the most horrible things ever. And it's worse for Anakin because he hadn't seen her in 10 years. This is the first time that he's seen his mother since Phantom Menace, and she died. So that messed him up. Obviously he slaughters the Tuscans, and not just the men, but the women and the children too. So that was very traumatic for Anakin. Then everything he had to go throughout the rest of the movie, Geonosis, the start of the Clone Wars, losing his arm to Dooku, that seriously probably had to mess with him. And then he gets thrust into the middle of this galactic-wide civil war between the Republic and the Separatists. And essentially, Anakin was the poster boy for that war, right? He was the poster boy for the Jedi, for the Republic war effort. So not only does he have the expectations of the Chosen One put on him, but he also has the expectations of being the mascot, if you will, for the good guys. So how did that affect him mentally? He's just trying to live as normal of a life as he can. He's also married, too, secretly to Padme, so he's got all that stuff to worry about. So we finally catch up to him in Revenge of the Sith. After he's fought this war, he lost a lot of friends fighting in the Clone Wars. His friends that were clone troopers, friends that were Jedi. We know countless Jedi died in the Clone Wars. He also, in a way, lost his Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, because Ahsoka was framed for crimes she didn't commit in the Clone Wars animated series. And the Jedi Council did not trust her, and they, in a way, kind of betrayed her and kicked her out of the Order. But then when they find out that Ahsoka was framed, they invite her back, but Ahsoka says, no, I can't go back to you. You didn't trust me. You weren't with me. And so she leaves the Jedi Order, and that really affected Anakin really, really bad. Because aside from Padme and Obi-Wan, Ahsoka's the person he cared about the most and who he had the strongest connection to. And watching her walk away was really painful for him, because that's what he wants to do, but he can't, because he feels like he has a duty as the Chosen One to, live the life of a Jedi. So fast forward to Revenge of the Sith, everything that happens in that movie, he starts having nightmares of Padme dying. But why is it different that with Padme than it was for his mother, Shmi? Because Padme has told him that she is pregnant with their unborn child. So Anakin's thinking, oh my gosh, not only am I going to lose my wife, I'm going to lose our child that's not even born yet. He can't go to the Jedi for help, so he turns to the only mentor figure that's actually listened to him and essentially gave a crap about him, Palpatine. But he learns that Palpatine's a secret Sith Lord that has been behind all of the chaos and just destruction that the galaxy has suffered through because of the Clone Wars. He's the mastermind behind that. He's the Sith Lord, right? So Palpatine tells him the only way to save Padme is if you turn to the dark side and become my apprentice. And so Anakin does it, not because he wants to be evil, because he's just trying to save Padme. But he doesn't realize the evilness of his actions, because in his mind, he's thinking he's saving his wife and his kid. So he kills Jedi, Masters, Knights, Padawans, younglings. He kills the Separatist leader. He goes on this rampage of pure evil. And when Padme finds out about it, she says, I can't follow you. I can't live this life with you. And so, this negatively affects Anakin because he feels betrayed now by Padme. He feels betrayed by the Jedi because from his point of view, the Jedi are evil. And he can't handle it. He chokes her with the Force. That's when Obi-Wan steps in and he fights Obi-Wan. And we all know how that goes. He gets the rest of his physical limbs cut off. He gets burned alive. And now he is forced to be trapped inside the Darth Vader suit. And that suit is pretty painful for him. All of the science and the mechanical things about the suit that you can read about in books and the comics, everything that goes into that suit keeping him alive is very physically painful for Vader to go through. And so how does that affect him mentally and emotionally? We need to see these things in Kenobi so we can understand what Anakin is going through, what Vader is going through. So that's number 3. So just to recap really quick, the number 1 thing that I'm most excited about seeing in the show, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Vader rematch. Number 2, Obi-Wan's PTSD. Number 3, Anakin's PTSD. I think both of those characters getting to see the trauma that they have had to deal with will help advance their characters' backstory emotionally and help give them some resonance with us, the audience. The 4th thing that I'm most excited to see in this show that I hope we see is cameo appearances. The Mandalorian Season 2 kind of kicked off the cameos with the shared universes of other Star Wars media, bringing in Cobb Vanth from the books, the Aftermath novels, bringing in Ahsoka from Clone Wars, bringing back Boba Fett, and then obviously Luke Skywalker at the end of Mando Season 2. That was all awesome. I can't wait for the cameos for Obi-Wan. There is a buttload of potentially awesome cameos. Just really quick, some of the cameos I hope we see and that I think we will see. Qui-Gon Jinn is at the top of the list. I pray to God, I hope Liam Neeson returns as Qui-Gon, whether it's his voice or an actual Force ghost. I can't imagine how awesome that would be to see him reprise that role. Number 2, Yoda. I think we'll we will see a Yoda cameo at some point in this show, because Yoda has to teach Obi-Wan how to communicate with Qui-Gon through the Force and everything. He said that at the end of Revenge of the Sith, right? So I think it's very possible Frank Oz reprises the role of Yoda to train Obi-Wan how to communicate with Qui-Gon. And so, which that would in turn lead into Qui-Gon's cameo. Number three, cameo, most likely cameo appearances that I think we can get and that I hope we get is the Emperor. You know, the Empire is at its peak right now. It's at its strongest that it's ever been. You know, and it's important that we still feel the Emperor's presence as the puppet master behind the scenes, right? Controlling and manipulating everything. Even if Ian McDiarmid doesn't physically appear in person on the show, even if it's just a hologram or some form of transmission to let us know that, hey, old wrinkly face, right, is still alive and kicking in the background, and he's up to some stuff, right? We could see the Emperor. I think we have a good chance of seeing some clone troopers, specifically Commander Cody and Captain Rex. You know, Commander Cody was the leader of the clone battalion, 212th Attack Battalion, that was assigned to Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars. So if we get Clone Wars flashbacks, we could see Commander Cody. That would give Tamir Morrison a chance to reprise his role as Cody. He played him in Revenge of the Sith. That would be really cool to see. It would be really cool to see Captain Rex also, too, in those Clone Wars flashbacks. I have an interesting theory on how I think Captain Rex could play a part in Kenobi. I have a hard time believing that Obi-Wan is going to leave Tatooine, so they better have a good reason for it in this show. But what if, because we do know that he has to leave, Obi-Wan leaves, we've seen it in the trailers, he goes to different planets and stuff. So what if in this show that Obi-Wan goes to Mos Eisley or Anchorhead or Mos Espa, and he goes to a cantina to, you know, sip on a drink, some Jawa juice or something or whatever. He's just chilling, and he looks across the cantina and he sees Rex, and they have a moment where Rex looks at him, Obi-Wan looks at Rex, they lock eyes for a second, and they just kind of have this moment, and Obi-Wan and Rex nod at each other. They don't say anything, they don't acknowledge each other outside of the little head nod of, you know, hey, what's up, or how's it going, good to see you type of thing, right? They don't say anything, just a subtle head nod, and they both go their separate ways. Basically, the end of The Dark Knight Rises with Alfred and Bruce Wayne, right? Something like that, but between Obi-Wan and Rex. So they go their separate ways. Then something happens that forces Obi-Wan to leave Tatooine, but before Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine, he goes back to the cantina. He finds Rex and he says, hey, this is why I'm here. I'm protecting the son of Anakin. I know how much Anakin meant to you. I need to leave to go take care of some business. Rex, I need you to watch Luke. How awesome would it be if Captain Rex, who was the clone that fought beside Anakin, who was the leader of the 501st Troopers, how awesome would that be to have Captain Rex watch over Luke while Obi-Wan's away? That would just be insane, and I might shed a few tears. That would be awesome. But even if we just get, you know, just a quick, you know, blink and you'll miss it cameo of Rex or something, I would be, you know, over the moon enjoyed to see that. So that's another cameo. Honorable mentions, you know, we could see Ahsoka if there's Clone Wars flashbacks. Ahsoka could be the one who watches over Luke while Obi-Wan's away. If anybody watches over Luke, you know, I don't know how he's going to handle that. I have a hard time believing Obi-Wan's going to leave Luke with Owen and Beru by themselves without having somebody watching over them, protecting them while he's away. Again, I hope it's Captain Rex. It could be Ahsoka, but, you know, with Ahsoka getting her own show coming out, I think next year, I think they're going to start being more cautious with where they put her in other shows, because she's going to be headlining her own Disney Plus show here in like a year or so. So could get Ahsoka. It would be cool. I wouldn't complain. I think Rosario Dawson kills it. Another honorable mention cameo, Bail Organa and Princess Leia. I think it would be awesome when the series ends, maybe like in the last episode, after everything's done, we kind of get like a happy montage that lifts our spirits and gives us hope, right? Maybe Obi-Wan has finally rediscovered his purpose, right? Because, you know, he's a very broken man at this point in the timeline. So he's gone through the show. He heals, you know, mentally and emotionally. And the show ends on this montage showing these different things happening across the galaxy that will lead up to the original trilogy. What if we got like a quick shot of Alderaan and Bail Organa and Princess Leia, little, you know, young Princess Leia playing somewhere, in the royal palace on Alderaan. That would be cool. Just a quick, 5-second, 10-second shot just to let us know that everything's going to be okay, right? We can get some shots of Luke playing with, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru on the Lars family homestead. That would be really cool. Just to end the series on a high note, to let us know that the Skywalker children are okay and everything's going to be okay because they are the new hope, right? That would be a really nice way to end the series. Those are Bail Organa and Leia are honorable mentions for possible cameos in this show. Another honorable mention, it probably wouldn't fit too well, but it would just be purely for fan service, Darth Maul, because Darth Maul is still alive at this point. I would personally love it if Obi-Wan Kenobi has a post-credit scene after episode 6, the final episode, and we get a live-action version of Obi-Wan and Darth Maul's fight from Rebels where he finally kills Maul once and for all. That would be awesome. Just kind of little fan service nod. Probably not going to happen, but, a guy can dream, right? But I think that pretty much does it for the cameos I want to see. So that comes in at number 4 on the list of things I want to see and hope we see in Kenobi is cameos from other characters. Number 5 on the list, I hope we get Clone Wars Force Ghost Qui-Gon. Yes, Chris, Force Ghost Qui-Gon. If we do not get Force Ghost Qui-Gon, they missed a huge opportunity. I will riot. But number 5 on the list, Clone Wars era flashbacks. That's going to be the way that we can see, the heart of Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship, because that's where it was really fleshed out in, is in the Clone Wars, in the animated series, books, comics, all that stuff. We need to understand how close of a relationship these two actually had. We saw the relationship as master and apprentice in Attack of the Clones, and we saw a little bit of their relationship as brothers, as, Jedi Knights side by side fighting in a war together at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, but then they split up and go their separate ways, and we know what happens after that. We need to see Clone Wars flashbacks with Obi-Wan and Anakin to give their characters emotional depth. I don't think anybody would complain about seeing Ewan playing the happy, quippy Obi-Wan Kenobi again. I certainly won't. But for Hayden, think about how huge for Hayden Christensen that would be to be able to essentially redeem himself, I guess, from the prequels, because he did suffer a lot of backlash in the prequels, I think mostly unjustly. I think he was a phenomenal Anakin. Did he have some bad scenes? Absolutely. I'm looking at you, Sand. That line was pretty, dumb. But that's not Hayden's fault. That's George's fault. That's bad writing on George's behalf, right? And so I think if Hayden gets a chance to reprise Anakin from the prequel era in the Clone Wars, to give Anakin some depth, because Anakin was very wooden. He was very robotic and emotionless in the prequels. Yeah, sure, he was whiny and everything, but he was very wooden. He was very, again, like I said, robotic, because that's how he was supposed to be. He was supposed to essentially be a slave to the Jedi. He couldn't live the life he wanted to. He felt his most comfortable and natural when he was, flying in space, racing pods, fighting, building things, fixing things, right? He's doing things that he enjoys. That's when he's himself. So if we get a chance to see Hayden, portray Anakin in that way, I think it would be incredible, and I will probably cry. I'm not even joking, because, like I said, Anakin is my favorite. I love Hayden. I would love for him to have the opportunity for fans that were critical of him in the prequels to see him in a new light, getting another chance to reprise Anakin in a different way. So Clone Wars flashbacks is the 5th thing I want to see most in this show. Number 6, I want to see the Inquisitors absolutely be intimidating and terrifying. Obviously, Vader and the Emperor run the Empire. They're the big, top two, right? President and vice president, if you will. But they have an empire to run, so they can't hunt down every single Jedi unless it's somebody important like Obi-Wan, obviously. But they have too many things on their plate to handle and do. So that's literally where the Inquisitors come in. That's the role of the Inquisitors, to basically do the dirty work for Vader and the Emperor. And in the Rebels animated series and in books and comics that we've seen, they were very intimidating. I hope that fear comes through in the show. We need to see that. It's important for their characters. Think of it like this. Vader and the Emperor were like the legends and bedtime stories that you heard about these terrifying monsters and everything, but nobody actually saw them. Because if you had the misfortune of meeting Vader or the Emperor, most likely you did not survive that encounter, right? But then think of the Inquisitors as the monster under the bed or the boogeyman in the closet, right? That's who you had nightmares about, was the Inquisitors. You knew who Vader and the Emperor were, but you didn't really understand them because you never really saw them. But you saw the Inquisitors out enforcing the Vader and the Emperor's wishes, right? So that's who you're really scared of, are the Inquisitors. I hope we see them be absolutely menacing and terrifying. I want to feel scared of the Inquisitors. That's who they are. You know, I'm excited to see the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels make his live action appearance. I hope that I can't remember his actor's name. I hope he does him justice, right? But I'm excited for the Inquisitors. I hope they're terrifying. Number 7, Obi-Wan Kenobi needs to have a good reason for leaving Tatooine. Because at this point in his life, after everything that he's lost and suffered, his only mission, his only purpose is protecting Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is literally the most important thing in his life and in the galaxy at this time, because that's the only hope, aside from Leia, that's the only hope that the galaxy has of returning to any sense of normalcy. And so Obi-Wan is not going to leave him without a very, very good reason. And so that's one thing that I am most critical about the show, is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, is going to have to give me a believable reason, a believable cause to take Obi-Wan away from Tatooine, because I cannot believe that Obi-Wan would voluntarily leave Tatooine, abandon his guardship of Luke to go on a mission, right? We know that he does, so it better be a darn good reason for leaving his post, right? We saw what Obi-Wan was willing to do in Rebels when Darth Maul came to Tatooine, and Darth Maul figured out why Obi-Wan was there. Obi-Wan wasted no time in cutting down Maul, right? So we better see a good reason for Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine. But with that being said, okay, Chris, do you think James Earl Jones does the voice? He has to. You know, there are some pretty talented Vader voice actors that they've used for other Star Wars media, like video games and stuff. But if you don't have James Earl Jones voice Vader, I think that's another huge missed opportunity. I would be floored if we didn't get James Earl Jones as the voice. So yeah, I think he comes back. At least I hope he does. Okay, but with that being said, I know you guys are here for the watch party. That's why I'm here. I want to watch this. I've been waiting all day, literally avoiding social media and everything. Oh, I can't wait. I got the butterflies in the tummy. So I am going to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you guys are going to watch along with me, I will count down when I start it. I've got it queued up on my TV right here. The Disney Plus logo is literally on the screen right now. It's paused. I'm 3 seconds into the episode, okay? So I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and we're going to watch the show, and I hope it's good, because if Disney messes with this up, I will probably march down to California, storm their office, and burn it to the ground. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, here we go. 3, 2. This is where the fun begins. 1. Okay, it's starting. Ooh. Oh, man. I want to see if the audio is good. Check the YouTube stream on my phone really quick. What's up, Tackett? See, they're watching. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm a little kid again watching the prequels. Hey, Tackett, how does the audio sound? I think it sounds good on my phone, but what do you think? Let me know. Give me a comment. R.I.P. Qui-Gon. I wish they would have kept Maul alive in the movies. He would have been. I think he would have been a better villain than Grievous. Like if you keep Maul as like the main villain from episode 1 to 3, I think that would have been better. It sounds great, bro. Awesome. Oh, this is literally just footage from the prequels, but I am ear to ear grinning right now because The fact that we're getting this Mace Windu's a turd. But let's go. Oh, that's a cameo. I forgot to say Natalie Portman. That would be super cool if we get a Natalie Portman cameo. Oh, there's that darned sand. Coarse and rough and irritating. Thing about the Force. Even the nature of the dark side. Gosh, Ian McDermott was so good as Palpatine. The recap is amazing. Yes, it is. Like, I have literal chills right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's my favorite scene. Let's go. Oh, I can't wait for this rematch. High ground. The memes. Gosh, Ewan's acting in this scene, it was so palpable. Gosh. Darth Vader. Man. Hey, Jar Jar. I guess that kind of counts as the Bail Organa and Princess Leia cameo right there, right? So, 1 for 1 on cameos so far. Yeah, there's technically Yoda, right? Rise. John Williams supposedly composed a new theme for Kenobi too. So I saw that the Star Wars like YouTube channel posted that yesterday for Celebration. I haven't watched it yet because I don't want any spoilers for Obi-Wan. I want it to be raw, genuine, off the cuff. Let's go. Let's go. This Coruscant. No. No, they are not. I swear if Anakin walks through that door. Oh, let's go. Well, those are live action clone actors too. That because all the clones of the prequels were CGI models. That's wow. Oh, wow. No. Whoa. Oh, she gone. Oh my gosh. I hope those aren't the younglings that Anakin kills. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sold. This show's amazing. This show's amazing. Oh, is that the theme? That's the theme. That's the, if that was the theme, that was awesome. Okay, here we go. 10 years later. What do we think? Chat, do we think that is this Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, Anchorhead? You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. Ooh. Oh, that's the Inquisitor ship in the trailers. Wow, that's actually things are starting off pretty fast. Okay, the shot was in the trailers. Oh, he looks so much better. It must have just been the camera angles from the trailers. Does he? Did they give him the yellow eyes? Hey, there's Riva and the fifth brother. That's so cool. I feel like the fifth brother could have been like more masked because I feel like he was, and it could have just been the art style of the animation, but I feel like he was kind of like a big, like physically big person in Rebels. Uh, I'm digging the soundtrack. Oh, they did change his eyes. Let's go. They listened to us. Lucasfilm listened to us. They changed his eyes because they were black in the trailers, but he's got the yellow eyes. Because it's probably not Mos Eisley because that cantina is not the Mos Eisley cantina. So it's either Mos Espa or Anchorhead. Okay, I like this dude as Grand Inquisitor. I think he's doing a pretty good job so far. I'm convinced. If you hear my dog barking in the background, I apologize. Oh. Grand Inquisitor just owned Riva. Third sister. Grand Inquisitor means business. Rupert Friend didn't. Okay, so Rupert Friend, that's the dude. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I liked his interpretation of the character. What is that? Is that an animal? Oh, this is at that meat market. So we're about to see Obi-Wan. Kind of makes me hungry for steak. I've already ate dinner. What is that? I wonder what that animal is. Hmm. Cool little Easter egg, Chris. Easter egg note: the Jedi who is on the run is Benny Safdie, director of Uncut Gems and Good Time. That's pretty cool. Oh, here. Oh, that's Obi-Wan. Let's go. So Obi-Wan is a butcher on Tatooine. That's his job. Okay. That's interesting. Well, he wants to help, but he can't. I hope. I honestly kind of hope Obi-Wan doesn't say anything for most of this episode until the very end. Kind of like Daenerys from season 7 of Game of Thrones. In the first premiere, she didn't say a single word until the very end of the episode. That's what I want to happen here. I think that'd be really cool. The EOP. Okay, we saw this shot in the trailer. So I'm guessing that's got to be Mos Espa. Because Mos Espa and Mos Eisley were the two spaceports on Tatooine. I don't think Anchorhead was a spaceport. I think it was just kind of like a little town. I could be wrong. Oh, that's the sound. Oh, that sound the Eope made it straight from the prequels. Phantom Menace vibes. So is that like his little security system or something? Is that like his doorbell? Mmm. Appetizing. Ooh, Denny. No. That's Luke's from A New Hope. Obi-Wan got it for him. That's so cool. Yeah, it is. I know. Is the audio still sound good, guys? How am I sounding? Okay. Sound great. Thanks. No. No. Oh my gosh, I literally said it. I literally said it. I won nightmares. Oh, they're doing it. They're doing it. Oh man, that was so cool. The nostalgia vibes. Oh my gosh. This show's incredible. I love it already. We're like, what, 10 minutes in? Not even 10 minutes, like 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in. Oh, he said Qui Gon. Is that a Womp Rat? I think this is that new theme John Williams composed. I'm here for it. Joel Edgerton back as Uncle Owen. I used to bullseye Womp Rats in my T16. Oh, it's the shot from the trailer. Little Luke. It's already catching me in the feels, man. He's gonna leave the toy for him. Oh man. Was Obi-Wan about to get ambushed by some Tusken Raiders? That would be dope. A cool thing about Obi-Wan, like that's actually part of canon that's in the comics during this time. He used to beat up Tusken Raiders just to stay in shape, like for exercise. What is that? That's the Jedi. He's broken. Wow. This is exactly how Obi-Wan should be right now. I don't really care for this kid, whoever he is. No. No, they are not. Shut up. What? No way. Like father, like daughter. No way. It's little Leia. Like father, like daughter. Wow. They're really going here. What's that droid? That droid's pretty cool. Lola. That's the droid. Lola. Whatever Leia wants, Lola gets. Oh, they've written her so good. Are they about to do what I think they're about to do? This is a scene from the trailer. Oh, that line is so cold, man. Joel Edgerton is killing it. Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Yes, I'm here for it. Not people losing hands for no reason, but the brutality of the Inquisitors. That's what I want to see. Oh, she can sense his thoughts. I bet. Oh snap! That was awesome. That's a good scene. That was a good scene. He's got a little bit of like bass sound effect in his voice. That's pretty cool. Hmm. So she's got beef with Grand Inquisitor because she wants his job. That's what I'm getting from this. Give me more of Joel Edgerton and Ewan McGregor together. I want more scenes with Owen and Obi-Wan. Bale. Jimmy Smits. My dude looks so good. 'I'm loving the design of Alderaan. The regality of it. 3PO. The battle 3PO. Where's R2? Come on, we gotta see R2. Is that TC-14? Oh, wow. She's so snarky. I love it. Man, they absolutely nailed this young Leia. The actress, the writing. It's so good. Like, I can't believe they're focusing. I think I know why they're doing it. I, I think I know exactly what's going to happen. Tackett, Chris Goad. What are we thinking? Oh, yep. I knew she's going to get kidnapped. That little kid is outrunning those full grown adults. Come on now. Man. Is that like the Star Wars version of a Nintendo Switch? That's it. Man. Wow. Jeez. Man, they're gonna string him up like that in front of the whole town. R.I.P. My dude. I can't believe Disney's actually like going this dark with this show so far. I mean, you start off the episode with the Jedi Temple massacre. You kidnap a kid. You know, you just like hung a body. Somebody's in his house. Get out my cave. Get out my swamp. Oh, is that Rex? Oh, it's Bale. Man, I was hoping for Rex. That's it. This is it. Lola gone. Devon will buy you dinner if you can tell him what band Flea plays. I don't know what Flea is. It's that. It is. Oh, he's already modified it. Because that's not how Anakin Saber looked in Revenge of the Sith. Huh. I have a love-hate relationship with Reva. I love to hate her. She's like a more likable Cersei Lannister. Like, obviously, the villain. You're supposed to hate her, but the writing, the directing, the acting for Reva is spot on right now. I'm digging it. I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna like her too. Do it. One more fight. The lightsaber. Ah. Oh, that's first one. Okay, real quick. I love the saber shot there. Yeah, that saber shot was cool. All right, as I get episode 2 queued up, I'm gonna give my thoughts on episode 1. This is off the top of my head. This is my quick grade of it. Give it a B plus. Give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is what I would score it. Probably like 8.5. If you want to get specific. Great episode. I think the pacing was great. Started off very fast, actiony with Order 66, which was awesome. Cannot believe we already got we've already seen Revenge of the Sith flashbacks. I'm okay. I can die happy now. I just want to get to the Vader scenes, and we'll be good to go. But no, yeah, it was a good episode. Started off good. That's a pretty good reason for Obi-Wan to leave Tatooine, is Leia gets kidnapped. I just wish my only complaint, the reason why this isn't like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 is because I have a very hard time believing that Obi-Wan is going to leave Luke with Owen and Beru by himself. It would have been so cool if Rex could have showed up to watch over Luke. It would have been so cool if Ahsoka could have showed up to watch over Luke. But I wouldn't trust Hondo Ohnaka. Shout out to those of you who watched the Clone Wars, but man, that would have been so good. But I get it. He's got a good reason to leave, right? He's going to save the other Skywalker twins. So if he's gonna leave Tatooine for any reason, that's a good one. So yeah, first episode Kenobi, 8.5 out of 10, easy. Pacing was good, directing was good, the story was good, the music was good. All right, so that's enough of that. Let's go to episode 2. And we are starting episode 2 in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I still can't believe how dark Disney is going with this already. They strung a dude up, they hung a dude in the middle of town. You showed Jedi getting slaughtered at the temple. You kidnapped a kid. This is exactly what I wanted to see. And that is really ballsy on Bale's part, going out to Obi-Wan personally. Right. Chris Goad, Tackett, what do we think of the first episode? What would you guys rate it out of 10? First thoughts. Dayu. So there's a Entertainment Weekly magazine spread for Kenobi a few months ago, maybe a month ago in April. 9 out of 10. That's respectable. That's pretty solid. But in the magazine article coverage for Kenobi, they talk about this new planet Dayu, about how it's supposed to be like a Hong Kong type planet, have like a Hong Kong atmosphere. Kind of like that, criminal underworld type of thing. Has some Blade Runner vibes to me too. Yeah, I can see that. No, shut up. Are you serious? Oh my gosh, it's a clone trooper. Wow, that's so cool. Oh, he gave him change. You tried to kill me, but you gave me but I'm giving you change. That's awesome. I would love it if the clone trooper just got up and punched the stormtrooper like, "You're not better than me." Ah, for the Republic. Psh. He's X-Five for yeah, he was the blue markings. This is giving me Attack of the Clones vibes when they go to the like lower levels of Coruscant looking for Sam Wazell. Oh, he should have like waved her off and said, "You don't want to give me death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life." That's Kumail Nanjiani. I can tell by the voice. He's a Jedi. Is no, they picked the perfect guy for this role. This is giving me like Kingo vibes from Eternals. It's gotta be fake. There's no way he's actually a Jedi. This is awesome. Oh, so the kid's force sensitive. Oh, you didn't have to. You didn't have to. No, oh, stop it. I love it. What a scumbag. Impersonating Jedi. Oh, Obi-Wan's. Wow, Obi-Wan literally has this dude at gunpoint right now. Wow. You cannot trust him. This is like Star Wars meets Breaking Bad. Yeah, I'm not feeling Obi-Wan's mask. Like I know why he's wearing it, but it just looks too like earthy, like normal. I feel like he's just wearing a scuba mask. What's a Zabrak? Oh, oh. Did he like stab himself on one of the horns? That's pretty cool. Obi-Wan using hand-to-hand combat. I like it. Oh, it's all. I thought Leia was gonna like sneak up behind him. That's pretty cool. He he defeats them by getting them high. That's awesome. I love it. Oh man, no way, dude. Man, this is so cool, man. This is so cool. It would have been so funny if like when Obi Wan is first like talking to Leia there, he says, "My name is Ben Kenobi, and I'm here to rescue you." And Leia's like, Ben Kenobi? It's like, I'm a Jedi. And then little Leia says, aren't you a little short to be a Jedi? That would be so funny. Maybe that's too much fan service. They're sitting there tripping. Reva's just gonna like go in there and cut off all their hands. Flea. It said like Flea. He's a bassist for a pretty famous band. I'm a little behind, but I'm with you. Sweet. Gosh, Grand Inquisitor looks so good. Who's that? Gosh, it looks so good. They must have done a lot of like rework and post after the trailer came out. Man, it's so creepy. Oh, you got two alphas fighting each other for the top spot. Grand Inquisitor is dope. Ugh. Oh no way! Oh, what's those creatures' names? That's from the Jedi Outcast video game. Dasan, he was one of them. Obi-Wan's like, oh crap. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, you come on. He should come on. He's got to say it. He's got to say the line. I love the cinematography in this. Yeah, it's really great. It's really good. Deborah Chow directed every episode, so I think that's going to help the vision of it stay coherent. Well, she's so snarky. I love it. It's perfect. Is that Astromech Droid a bounty hunter? Oh no, the little kid's gonna rat him out. Because I mean, I like in Mandalorian how they have the different directors for each episode. You know, because it's still John Favreau and Dave Filoni's like. Is that Forlom? That's not Forlom, is it? No, Forlom didn't have green eyes. But like, at least John Favreau and Dave Filoni still have the one vision for how the story of Mando should go. Even though the directors
are different. It's like what George did with the original trilogy. George didn't direct each episode of the original trilogy. He did episode 4. Irving Kershner did episode 5. Richard Marquand did episode 6. But it was still George's vision because he helped write the scripts and pen the stories for it. Even with the prequels, even if when George directed all 3 of them, it was still one coherent vision because it was one person doing the story and the directing. That's why I feel like the sequels failed, is because it was different directors and the directors wrote their own scripts, so there was no coherent vision between them. Man, if I just thought of something. What if Cad Bane shows up? If Cad Bane shows up to hunt Obi-Wan and Leia, oh my gosh, oh freak. Or Boba Fett, like young Boba Fett. Daniel Logan plays Boba Fett. Ah, oh, haymaker. Man, there he is. There's that old Obi-Wan coming out just a little bit. He's still in there. Oh no. I know it's not canon, but I hope Luke has a southern accent, a John Deere hat, and dip in his mouth. That'd be funny if like Obi-Wan sees Luke at the end of the show or something, and he's got a death stick. I'd love if Luke couldn't read but could rebuild an engine. Can't stand you, Chris. Oh, Leia, please be careful. I don't think Obi-Wan would be yelling her name like that, but I can look past it. Oh, it's blue. She escaped Jurassic Park. I keep thinking, seeing everybody jump over these buildings makes me think of The Office. Parkour, 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 parkour. I don't like that Obi-Wan keeps saying Leia. Like, he's screaming Leia. Like, I know he's trying to get her to stop, but I mean, think about how cut off from the Force Obi-Wan has to be that he is that bad of a shot. I mean, if he was still in touch with the Force, he would be nailing these dudes. Come on. Yes. I mean, I know that Leia lives, but this is cool. Like, they're totally no way homing us right now. He's back. He's back. Trust him, Obi-Wan. He's a snake. I love Kumail Nanjiani as his character, but Obi-Wan, don't believe him. Come on. Parkour. 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 Oh, magnets. Maybe he actually was being legit with Obi-Wan. I love Leia. She's so awesome. Inquisiting people. Padme. That is perfect, man. It's those little scenes like that that are going to do so much for these characters. It's about to go down. We're going to get a lightsaber fight. Let's go. Oh, we're about to get a lightsaber fight. Let's go. I love this music. The tension's great. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I can't. Oh my gosh, she's freaking out. He knows. He's gonna have another flashback. He's having PTSD flashback. He's gonna have a flashback. Come on. No. Oh, let's go, dude. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, that does it. Oh, man. Let me put my headphones back into the microphone. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, dude. Oh, my gosh. That was. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Vader looks so good. I love the back to tank. Oh man, that was Hayden. Oh man, he's back. He's back in black. Wow, I can't believe it. They knocked it out of the park with those first two episodes. That was man. I'm gonna have to watch it again. That was awesome. That episode, 10 out of 10 for me. That 10 out of 10, easy. It was short, but it was to the point. They didn't waste any time. It was the perfect setup for the rest of the show. It makes sense why Obi-Wan had to leave. That's a good reason to go rescue Leia. I thought the interactions between Leia and Obi-Wan was spot on. Great. They absolutely nailed her character. I mean, because Leia is that snarky, quick-witted, authority figure, right? She, even as a kid, she's in charge. Like, it's her show, and it's so easy to see her become who she does in the original trilogy based on what we've seen in this show. Great writing. Deborah Chow understands his character. Fantastic. Obi-Wan, perfect. They absolutely nailed it. That first episode, I literally got what I wanted. I wanted a broken, defeated Obi-Wan. He wasn't a Jedi anymore. He was not the upbeat, happy-go-lucky, quick-witted, sarcasm master that we know from the prequels and the Clone Wars. He was broken. But he realized that he did need to go help Leia. Again, my only complaint so far is that he didn't leave somebody on Tatooine to watch over Luke. Maybe they could shoehorn something in episode 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, in the next couple of episodes, but I don't think they will. They've moved really fast so far. But even though it's moved fast, the pacing is good, I feel like. Definitely 10 out of 10, says Tackett. I have a hard time believing Obi-Wan was shocked that Anakin was alive. I think it might be because we already knew, but after 10 years there wasn't some kind of disturbance. Has Vader not took over? That's a fair point, Chris. That's a fair question to ask. But of course we know as the audience that Anakin survived, right? When we saw Palpatine save him at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he hired the clone vet. I wish that would be cool. The clone vet's the one that gives Luke the death sticks when Obi-Wan comes back. But no, so obviously, yeah, like we know as the audience that Anakin survived, that Vader survived Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan doesn't know. I mean, let's think about things from Obi-Wan's perspective. He got the high ground. He cut off Anakin's remaining physical limbs, watched him roll down the lava bank, and he watched him be burned alive. He left in the middle of Anakin being burned, and Obi-Wan's thinking, there's no way he can survive this. I just cut off his remaining physical limbs. He's being burned alive. He's literally inhaling smoke and flames into his lung. There's no way this dude is going to walk away from this, chosen one or not. It's impossible. You know? So I believe Obi-Wan, and I think in the novelization, Revenge of the Sith novelization, it kind of even goes into that mindset of Obi-Wan thinking there's no way he could survive these injuries. And that's why he leaves when he does. So Obi-Wan leaves Mustafar thinking that Anakin's dead. Which, I mean, it's logical to assume given the injuries that he sustained, right? And so he has gone through this whole time up until now thinking that Anakin had died. I mean, that's what he told Uncle Owen. He probably didn't tell Uncle Owen that he had a hand in his death. Maybe he did. I don't know. But, you know, yeah, I think it's not outside the realm. This is totally plausible. Totally plausible. I think it fits the canon. Nothing has broken the continuity yet that I noticed. But wouldn't the Emperor want to show off his new guy right away? Like, Anakin is a huge victory for the Empire. After 10 years, you're not going to debut your guy. The issue I have is she knew Vader as Anakin. He killed a lot of people who knew. Okay, we're going to get to Chris's comment first, but wouldn't the Emperor want to show off his new guy right away? Yes and no. So, and this is canon. This is from the comics and the novels that have come out to bridge the gap between episode 3 and 4, Chris. People knew Anakin Skywalker as a Jedi Knight, the hero of the Republic, a hero of the Jedi Order from the Clone War, right? He was this high-profile celebrity type figure, you know. And so when the Clone Wars ends, when Palpatine executes Order 66, Anakin Skywalker ceases to be Anakin Skywalker and adopts the mantle of Darth Vader, right? And so the Emperor, like, he twisted history and said that Anakin died defending the Jedi Temple on Coruscant that night. Like, the clones no longer recognized Anakin as Anakin. They recognized him as Darth Vader. I don't know if you've watched all the Clone Wars or what parts of it you may or may not have watched, Chris, but the reason the clones automatically obeyed Order 66 with, you know, just the mention of execute Order 66 is because they have inhibitor chips in their brains that the Kaminoans implanted into them at birth that would force them to obey Order 66 and all of its protocols. So, you know, when Order 66 is enacted, Palpatine instructs the clones that the guy that's leading them is Darth Vader. It's not Anakin Skywalker. And because of those inhibitor chips in their brains, they're forced to believe that, regardless of the battles they may have fought with Anakin in the Clone Wars. They do not see Anakin Skywalker, they see Darth Vader. And so then when Palpatine pushes out the narrative that Anakin died at the Jedi Temple that night, that tells the rest of the galaxy Anakin Skywalker is dead, right? And Darth Vader is this new figurehead. Nobody except for Obi-Wan and Palpatine knows what actually happened to Anakin Skywalker. So it kind of helps the narrative that Anakin died. So when Anakin is rebuilt as Vader in the suit, Palpatine very much does use Darth Vader as the figurehead for the Empire, right? The spokesperson for the Empire. Here's why Obi-Wan doesn't know about it, is because, you know, we saw this in the show. It's in, you know, Legends novels. I don't know if they've alluded to it in anything in canon yet, but Obi-Wan, we saw in the show, Obi-Wan abandoned the Jedi lifestyle. He wants nothing to do with the outside galaxy. He's done with that. He's abandoned it. He's lost his hope. He's lost his upbeat, you know, personality. All he cares about at this point is protecting Luke, and the best way for Obi-Wan to protect Luke is to abandon the old life of Obi-Wan Kenobi and assume this new persona of Ben, right? So Obi-Wan does not keep up with the news. Terrible marketing from the Empire. You best believe Vince McMahon would have showed off his baby face turned heel. I mean, yeah, but I don't. There's probably some explanation somewhere of why Palpatine didn't brag that Anakin Skywalker turned into Darth Vader. But I mean, I guess that's a fair point. But yeah, that's the explanation. Palpatine pushed the narrative that Anakin died so that when Darth Vader, like the guy in the suit, comes around, he's the new spokesperson for the Empire and everything. So that kind of leads into Tackett's point. The issue I have is Reva knew that Anakin became Vader. He killed a lot of the people that knew he was Vader. That's actually true. There's actually a scene from the comics, of Vader comics from I think like 2017 or 2018, where I think a clone trooper finds out that Anakin Skywalker is Vader, and Vader kills a clone. Just straight up kills him. So how does Reva know that Anakin is Vader? I think that's probably going to be like a subplot line that will follow through with the show, if I had to guess, because I do have that question too. You know, it's kind of like I said earlier. If you ever had the misfortune of running into Vader or the Emperor during this time, you did not survive. And if you did, it was because you were in the inner circle. And, you know, there wasn't many people in that inner circle. So it's going to be interesting to see how they explain everything and go forward with it. So I'm excited for it. They've got me hooked. I mean, they had me hooked after the Order 66 scene in the first episode. I didn't care what happened after that, but everything was good. Yeah, first episode, 8.5. Second episode, easily 10 out of 10. Yeah, that was... Wow, Vader looks so good in that back to tank. I wonder if he's on Mustafar at his castle, like he was in Rogue One. That would be cool. I hope we see that. That'd be really cool. Oh man, that means Vader's got to be taking center stage in Episode 3, and I can't wait. So I think from here on out, the episodes are going to start debuting on Wednesdays, like the Marvel Disney Plus shows. I know Mandalorian debuted on Fridays, so, you know, I thought maybe Kenobi would debut on Fridays. I think they're sticking with that Wednesday slot, though. I can't remember what the next Marvel show is. Is it She-Hulk? Is She-Hulk the next Marvel show? Because I'm thinking maybe like Obi-Wan ends in a month, and then She-Hulk picks up maybe like a week or two after Obi-Wan ends. And that'll take over the Wednesday, you know, Disney Plus show slot or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan's going to premiere on Wednesdays, or not premiere, debut on Wednesdays, the new episodes. So I will continue to do watch parties. I want to give huge shout outs to you, Chris and Tackett, for joining me tonight. It was awesome getting to talk to you guys, experience this together. I'll keep doing these watch parties every Wednesday, probably around the same time, 7:30. Gives me some time to get home from work, can relax, wind down, eat some dinner, and then finish the day with a new episode of Kenobi. So, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. I'm probably gonna be doing a breakdown video for these two episodes. Just, you know, I'll rewatch them again, take some notes of some of the little things that I noticed. I'll probably just do both episodes in one. I won't make separate videos for each one. Because the second episode was short enough that you could lump it all together in one. So I'll probably do that. I'll get working on that tomorrow and have that uploaded to the channel, hopefully by Sunday or Monday at the latest. So, man, I've got that is a lot to digest, but it was so good. Man, this feels so good to be back. Like, Star Wars is back. Star Wars is back. And I couldn't be more excited for it.